All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. I'm Fern, here with Ryan. We got Mike, and we have our awesome, beautiful, amazing, esteemed guest today is none other than Amanda Jedlinksy from SAF. What's the title at SAF?
Come on, you had it.
Come on, Fern.
Sorry, I'm rusty.
Oh, man. You missed a week and he can't even get the intro.
Senior Content Strategist.
There you go. That's a unique title. That's a unique title. And Editor-in-Chief at Florist Management.
No, Floral Management.
Floral Management.
Come on.
I combined them. You see, you messed me up from the get-go.
Come on, that's a blooper. Go ahead, say it again.
Let's do it all over.
The whole thing?
No, just the magazine part. That's a blooper.
All right, and Editor-in-Chief at Floral Management magazine.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boom.
Nailed it.
Even though he's rusty, he still
That's
got
right.
you beat
As
on the
an
intro.
editor, I have to edit you.
You know, guys.
Accurate information.
Yes.
So
Gotta have accurate information. So it's good to be back, guys. Sorry, I missed a week, which really turned into 2 weeks, which... God,
what happened?
I was in a bad accident.
Fern.
Oh, no.
Fern stared death in the eye
Fern.
two times in the same week.
2 times in the same week.
Wow, and here you are. You made
It's
it
amazing.
out. Okay.
It's amazing.
I made it out better.
I want to know
than
what
okay.
happened. This is...
So
Everyone
Thursday
wants
morning,
to hear.
Thursday morning, driving to work, normal drive, normal way I go. And the last couple weeks, traffic has been building. Traffic has just gotten terrible, right?
All you people from Ohio are moving down here.
Yeah. These snowbirds are down
Oh, I know.
here.
It's true. It's true.
So traffic has been terrible, and cars abruptly stopped in front of me, and everybody stopped normal. I stopped as well. Everybody was fine. But there was a truck behind me, an Isuzu box truck, a business truck that chose not to stop. It did not stop. I saw it in my rearview mirror.
Was there a name on the truck?
I have a picture of it. It's some sort of fruit company from Homestead, but the guy tried to kill me. He did not stop. And
So he just ran right into the back of you.
Right into the back of me.
He was texting.
Most likely.
He was texting.
Because everyone stopped pretty abruptly, you know? So he wasn't paying attention. And he hit me so hard that he popped the car that I was in to the next lane. And in the next lane, a GMC 1500 special edition truck.
Monster truck.
Plowed into me right there.
Which you guys have a lot of in Florida, I've noticed.
Yes, everyone's got a truck down here. It's part of being a Floridian.
Man.
It was
so is your
not
car like totaled?
I was luckily enough, it was not my car. I was driving a loaner from the dealer because my car was in for service.
Well, how about that?
So the loaner is destroyed. That car is not coming back to life.
And you're okay. I mean, I just jumped to the assumption that you're okay because you're.
I'm okay. I did end up in the hospital a few days after that.
That was only the first half of the story.
That was only that's only part 1. So taking a lot of pain pills and a lot of muscle relaxers, ridiculous with those afterwards. And I didn't take some other medications that I needed to take. And it caused me to have an episode and terrify my family. And I ended up being taken, by ambulance to the hospital. And I spent 3 days in the hospital.
In the ICU.
Oh my God.
Yeah, in the ICU.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Fern. Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry.
It totally sucks. But I was ridiculously well taken care of, and I couldn't wait to get back here. Mike made me stay home a couple days. But I was able to get back here this Monday, and you know what? There was nothing more beautiful than being back with my second family.
I was going to say, are you looking back on that now and just feeling like so grateful and fortunate?
Grateful and thankful. Mike keeps saying I have this stupid smile on my face all day.
Yeah.
And
he's got this weird smile all day.
I beat death
like
twice in a 1 week. Twice in 1 week span. I beat life, and I'm here with my people, and I feel good. And I feel good, and you know what? I still got a road ahead of me to make sure that I stay healthy and continue doing the things that I've been doing. But fuck, guys, it feels good.
Well, never forget that feeling of just that gratitude and just seeing every day as an opportunity, and I think that's how we should live every day.
That's how we should live every day. Yes.
But it's it's a hard thing to wake up and remember every day. But I'm so glad you're okay. That's terrifying.
Thank you. It was terrifying.
That's so. Not to jump ahead of you guys, but I used to be a newspaper reporter, and I covered public safety. So I covered all that stuff, the car accidents, the house fires, and it was horrible. I mean, I feel permanently scarred from it. I've actually gone to therapy about it. Like, I would get into my car and be like, is today the day I'm going to die in a car accident? I mean, like, who thinks that? But when you see it happen, and then you
see it happen over and over and over, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. So, man, I'm so glad you're okay.
Thank you so much. I'm extremely excited I'm okay, and I'm just excited to be here, man. It's just, it's fucking
I'm
great.
so excited to be here with you guys because I really love and admire everything you're doing. In fact, when I met Mike last year at SAF's Congressional Action Days, which, by the way, is coming up in March, Mike, I hope to see you there again.
You can.
But I saw Mike there. You're going?
I'm gonna go. Yeah. Right, Mike? I'm going.
Yeah, I want Fern to have that experience for sure.
That's awesome. You're going to love it. It's great. But when I met Mike there, I had known about Mike. I had read about Mike. In fact, we had written about Mike. And, I just really admired him. And so when I met him there, I was like, oh my gosh, you're Mike Black. I felt like I was meeting like a celebrity, honestly.
Oh, God.
Did I make him blush?
Yeah.
You did. That's good.
Mike, how are you feeling? Because you texted me earlier this week that you had the flu.
Yeah, I was down since Saturday night.
So we tag teamed in. He tagged out, I tagged in.
Yeah, I went down on Saturday night, and I got really sick for a few days. The doctor gave me some antibiotics and some cold pills, and so I have high blood pressure. So I have to take the cold medication. I have to take is Coricidin. But the doctor told me, yeah, take that Coricidin, but go get some Mucinex too, and take it at the same time. And it was like, really helped me a lot. And a couple antibiotics, and I'm here today.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, but we saw Fern. Me and Edwin went to the hospital to see if we can visit him in ICU, because typically you can't go into the ICU unless you're like direct family, and I don't exactly look like Fern. So
did you take him flowers?
No.
What?
No flowers.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, they should have.
No flowers.
No one gives the flower
those
guys
hospital rooms
flowers.
are so bleak.
No.
Studies show that it helps.
Yeah. I would rather have sent some roses up to the nurses to make sure they take a great job, take care of Fern. But me and Edwin, we saw him, and like he was like out of it. Like he was out of it. And we were scared, but once he finally started talking to us, we kind of felt a little better about it. But everybody was worried, and he stared death in the eye twice in a week, man. Twice in a week.
That's crazy stuff. That's crazy. It really is when you look at it.
I mean, what do you make of that? Like, do you believe everything kind of happens for a reason, or I mean, what do you think of that? I mean, that's pretty wild.
Was his moon like in line with something?
No, like I'm a strong spiritual guy. I believe that everything does happen for a reason. I believe you can control your fate and your destiny with the decisions you make, and I don't know. Someone up there likes me. Someone kept me down here, and that just, God, that fucking fuels me, because it just says, you know what, Fern, you're not done. You're not done. Keep going. You're on a fucking path. I'm on a war path to make sure that people fucking enjoy flowers, and this team has a great fucking time.
All right. I mean, I think you can check that
exactly.
box.
Exactly.
No stopping.
But he really is sitting at his desk with this weird smile, like he just got lucky 20 minutes ago.
I love that, though.
Yeah.
I love that.
And we're in stressful moments now. We're in Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day.
Like,
I mean, if what I just went through didn't kill me, fuck that. Flowers ain't. We'll get through this.
Yeah.
We'll get through
That's
this.
right.
It's
You have the confidence to know now that this Valentine's Day will not kill you.
Just want to shout out Ogbana and Cameron all sent a message, well wishes.
Yes, they did. I sent messages back to them. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You got a lot of fans.
Of course you do. You're out there making videos. I was just watching one that you did. The very Manilow voice.
They made me sound like a demon. I think it's hilarious. Yeah. I was laughing the entire time. I played it like 4 times last night, just giggling.
Yeah.
But that was so well done with the Spotify thing and showing like how that pulls the
so
song
cool.
up.
That is so cool. We live in the future, guys.
I wouldn't say we're selling a whole lot of them, but people are like, "Wow, that's a cool idea." You know, Ryan really came up with
especially for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Imagine just you could put your wedding song on there. You know, you could send your wife.
Man, that is something like only a romantic would think about, man. That is serious. Putting your wedding song on some roses.
Are you a romantic?
Oh, yeah. Mike, this guy, he's king of romance over here. King. I wouldn't have I'm pretty good. I wouldn't have thought of that. I'm pretty good. That was a great idea. I mean, that's over the top.
I was even thinking like for proposals, like someone's gonna pop the question, they could do it with some flowers, and she scans the barcode, the music plays.
Guy turns around, she turns around, guy's on his knee, and then guys, we're hooking you up. Free proposal ideas here coming from 2 fat guys.
The biggest advice I can give a man who's gonna send some flowers to his significant other for Valentine's
partner
is don't send freaking red roses, man. Send something unique.
Oh, yeah?
Send something cool. Send something different. It's the same red rose every year. It's like a broken record.
Doesn't that depend on the girl or the guy receiving
Not
them?
if you're going to put a Spotify code on it.
If they say they want red, you got to get red.
I mean, yeah,
Some
if they
people
say
are classic
it, but
like that.
most people don't request what they want. They just expect to get a nice gift. And, you know,
the best flower arrangement I ever sent, I didn't get to receive this, but I sent it to my cousin, and I told the designer, I said, just have so much fun with this. Like, she likes unusual things, and like, you just do you and have fun with it. Oh my gosh, this thing was amazing. I mean, it was like whimsical, it had shape, and she was just blown away. And I tell that to everybody. I'm like, when you order flowers, just like
tell them to do their thing.
Every time.
Let them do what they do best.
Don't give me what's necessarily what's only in the book or on the screen. Put a little bit something to it.
Right.
When I order flowers, I usually order from somebody who I respect, and I ask for give me all out of the ordinary, Dutch flowers and things like that. I just don't give me carnations and pom-poms. I want you can incorporate that in there, but I want it to be different. Unless it's like a funeral or something, then not.
Right. Yeah, I love ordering flowers. In fact, I just ordered some Galentine Day flowers for some friends today.
Look at you. Love that.
I have never heard Galentine
I love it
before.
No, you don't know that?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah. Like, come on. You've been in the floral
I don't think I've ever heard
long,
that before.
That's when the girl's
Wait,
single or not.
No. What do you think it is?
It's what do you think it is?
Female to female.
Go on.
That's it. What is it? What do you mean? Go on. You mean like?
Oh,
yeah. I'm trying to get him to say something
Ryan
more
is
than
totally baiting him. Look at Amanda.
You mean
it's
women to women lovers? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was trying to see what you thought it was.
I mean, what's the difference? I think it's women to women.
Yeah. So Galentine's is like when girls get together and they have their own little Valentine's.
Oh, it's another
date
reason to
with each
drink.
other. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
That's not.
There you go. It's a thirsty Thursday, but this time it'll happen on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's.
February 13th. If anybody's wondering, it's February 13th.
I had no idea.
How would you describe it, Amanda?
I've actually never participated in like an official Galentine's Day thing, anything, but I just thought this year it would be nice to send some of my friends some flowers. Like, I feel like some of them have had kind of a tough year, and I knew they'd appreciate it.
Nice.
I mean, I'd love it if my friends did that for me, so.
That's such a great thing because you know that they're going to have an amazing feeling, surprise, flowers. Oh my God, how beautiful. Thank you. And then the feeling that you get from giving them, because who doesn't want to surprise somebody no matter what? Kudos.
I know, it's great. I love it. I try to like once a month send somebody flowers because it's just such a great, it's a great feeling for me to send them and to know that they're going to have these beautiful fresh flowers in their house. And
Man, that's a great
I
way
love
to,
flowers. I mean,
putting some support to the industry you're in. Thank you. Kudos.
yeah.
She also grows flowers. She's got a farm behind her house. She grows.
Wait a second.
She's a flower grower.
You're a micro farmer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I really still qualify as that. Ever since I started working for SAF, I just haven't had a lot of time to dedicate to the farm. But yeah, I mean, this is how I fell into floral. I grew cut flowers for 5 years. I sold them at a farmer's market. I did a bouquet subscription, and then I sold wholesale. There's this really neat group here. It's the Ohio Cut Flower Collective, and the woman who owns it buys Ohio product and sells it wholesale to florists, mostly like wedding florists. So like the dahlias were really big.
Okay, so hold on, time out. Pause. I'm calling taps on my shoulder like in basketball. We need a 20-second timeout. So we gotta pause this. We gotta go back. We gotta go back.
Yeah,
Let's
we
tell
do.
the story. We need to hear.
I started like in the middle.
So how did you get into flowers and started growing, which I think is amazing? How did that all happen? Talk to us.
All right, so I'm going to start at a place that seems really illogical, but this is the beginning. I mean, really, I grew up just like outside, playing outside, right? We had like woods behind our house. We were always out there building forts, and my dad grew flowers, like in the landscaping.
So were you like a tomboy?
And my grandmother grew flowers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah. So, even like in college, I would go to my grandparents' house for like Sunday lunch because I didn't go that far away from home. I went to Kent State University and majored in journalism. But I would go to my grandmother's house for big Italian lunch on Sundays, and she was growing like straw flower and dahlias, and in the springtime she had the peonies, and she would like encouraged us to go out and cut ourselves some flowers to take home with us, along with like all of our spaghetti and everything we took home from our house. And so I've just, I've always been really drawn to just nature and outdoors and flowers and that kind of thing. So like I said, went to Kent State, majored in journalism, and then I got a job in Roanoke, Virginia at the newspaper there. So I worked there for 8 years. I covered public safety, as I already mentioned. And I covered business there too. So I covered like finance and real estate and that kind of stuff. But in that time I got married and I had my first daughter, and we decided to move back to Ohio because it's where our families are. Like it really sucks having to take your vacation time to go home for weddings and holidays and everything. So we moved back to Ohio, and we knew we wanted land. Like my husband wanted to have chickens, and I just love being outside. And so we knew we wanted some land. So we ended up finding this 20-acre farm. And it had like everything we wanted. We wanted like a pond, we wanted a barn. So when we saw this house, we were just like, wow, that's amazing. So we moved on to the farm. And at this point, I was just staying home with my daughter, Mira. And I thought to myself, like, I am home all day on this farm. Like, I could grow some flowers here. And I just at first really wanted to do it just for the pleasure of growing flowers. I love to have my hands in the dirt. I love the beauty of the flowers. I love being able to go out and cut them and give them to people. And so I started researching, how do you do this? Because obviously like weeds are an issue and you got to water them and all this stuff. And kind of researching the infrastructure, realized, oh yeah, I should sell them, if I'm going to grow all these flowers and money into some, weed barrier and irrigation systems, I should probably make some money off of this. So I just started really small. My first year, I just did a CSA, like a bouquet subscription, where I dropped bouquets off at a coffee shop downtown every Saturday, and my customers came and picked them up, and it was really simple. And then I just kind of grew it from there. So about the 5th year, I guess this was 2021. Yeah, so I wasn't really looking for a job. My husband and I had always said when my youngest daughter went to kindergarten, I would, get back into the workforce. So 2021, my youngest daughter was like 4 months away from going to kindergarten. And I really hadn't started looking for a job or really even thinking about it at that point. But my husband saw this job posting for this senior content strategist at SAF, and they wanted somebody with journalism experience who knew about flowers. And as I'm reading this description, I'm just thinking,
that's me.
Oh my gosh, like I check every box here. And, at that time we were still in the thick of COVID, and it was a national search. They said, that they could hire remotely for this job. And I'm thinking to myself, I've been out of the workforce for 8 years by this point. And, I did some stuff in between. Like I started my own business. I served on a community board where I live. But still, it's a big gap in your resume professionally. So I was like, I probably don't really have a chance. And I am a little bit of a perfectionist, I'm not going to lie. But I really just like slapped together a resume and a cover letter and sent it in because I'm like, I probably just don't even have a chance, But they called and, they called and they said, do you have any writing samples? And I'm like, oh, geez, it's been 8 years and all my writing was online and the newspaper had like redone their website. So it was kind of all gone. But on like page 6 of Google results, of Googling my byline, I found a story I had written in 2010, maybe, about Valentine's Day flowers. And I'd actually interviewed somebody at SAF. And I totally didn't even remember.
Talk about meant to be. Holy
I know. Wow. When I found that story, I was like, wow, the stars are really aligning. Like it's like that moment, I just kind of had this really good feeling about it. And it was incredible too, because I was pretty honest with, Kate Penn and Katie Butler, our CEO and our senior vice president during the interview process. I said, I wasn't really looking for a job and this wasn't really in my timeline, and I'm still running a farm business and I have commitments through the end of the year, because this was like late spring this was going on. So when they came back to me with an offer, it was, I thought, really innovative, because they said, we recognize that you weren't intending on working right now, but we want to make this work for you. And so they hired me on as a contractor for the first 6 months. They said, this will let you manage your own schedule. So like if you need to be outside working during the day, that's fine. Like as long as you just get these jobs done, like whenever you can. And I just thought that was really nice, because I felt like it was really looking out for me and my interests, and and theirs too. But I think that said a lot about SAF to me too.
Yeah.
But that's how it happened. And I tell people now, I mean, it's kind of like, this is kind of like a dream job that I just didn't even know I
was even there.
Right?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think the coolest part is that you sent them an article that you wrote about them.
Yeah. How awesome is
and
that?
And you found it just randomly.
Like out of the one she found was that one.
I mean, that's just
I know,
that's a meant
right?
to be situation.
Like,
that's
homicide stories and all this stuff. I'm like, I can't send them a story about a homicide.
That's a meant to be situation. Plus,
it really was.
Plus, I think they make some good hires over there. I'm pretty impressed with the whole team over there.
Yeah,
they do a pretty good job.
Yeah, if you can just let me brag on my coworkers for a minute, they're great. You guys, SAF, like, we are a small but mighty team, and everybody there is passionate about the industry and helping our members. And it's really inspiring day after day to see everybody work hard and think outside the box, and get things moving forward.
And it's all mostly females, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So we have one male. Joe. Joe's our IT director.
Joe, what's up, Joe?
What's going on, Joe?
Joe, we love you.
We love you, Joe.
Joe refers to himself as the thorn among the roses, but he's not. I'm sure we're the thorns. I'm sure we're the thorns. I mean, I'm sure we have the most ridiculous IT problems that we bother him with night and day.
You know what, Amanda? I would have thought you were with SAF a lot longer. You're very professional and you're very knowledgeable in what you're doing, and you're so great at it. I mean, I would have thought you were with the company 10 years easily. That's impressive.
Thanks, because I still feel like I have so much to learn. I mean, there's just so many players in the industry, and I feel like I'm still learning every day, which is kind of great because it keeps it interesting, but
I think in this business, you never stop learning.
You never stop.
Yeah, never stop.
Yeah.
20 years. I got over 20 years and I'm still learning. I love what I'm doing. And every day you learn.
The only difference now is he's smiling while he's learning.
Damn right. I'm learning different lessons, but you never stop. You're always learning something new. And there's, it's such a rich history of the industry that, it's awesome.
Well, and I feel like in a lot of ways, I don't know if this is accurate to say, but in a lot of ways, I feel like the industry is pretty new. I mean, like imports just started, within the last, 40 years? When did they make that trade agreement? Mike, anybody can help me out here.
Well, from South America, I think that started in the 70s.
Okay. So, that's way longer than 40 years.
50 years. That's 50 years.
That's 50 years.
So,
okay.
But it does evolve. It does continue to evolve, and it continues to change. So you can say
like
it's
in the
new.
scheme of things, it's still kind of like a new evolve.
It's because we're antiquated. There's still florists out there that are like, yeah, I'll fax you my order because they're living on their fax machine. Yes. It's really wild out there. There's a lot of mom and pops, and there's so much, there's so many florists in like rural towns and stuff like that they don't have all the fancy stuff, or they don't even get all the fancy flowers. It's tough for them.
I wonder how their business is, because when we do our surveys after holidays, we ask like, what percentage of your business came through online, walk-in orders, wire orders, phone orders. And it's always online orders that are king. So
people don't want to talk anymore.
I'm sure there's people in those stores that are saying we need to be online, and the boss is
like, no, I don't want to mess with that stuff. That does happen. We're antiquated. We really are as an industry. Mm-hmm. And there's some people that just they want to fight the future as long as possible. Yeah. And then there's people that embrace it, love it, and make it theirs. And there's social media superstars. They're popping up left and right, and they're doing amazing.
Yeah, I know. I love talking to our progressive retailers. They're doing really fun, amazing things like Facebook Live sales. They're selling on Instagram. They're keeping up with it. So that's fun to see. And that's, a lot of how I see my job is, like, especially with our newsletter that we put out every week, it always has original reporting in it. And I see a lot of what my job is kind of finding those really fun things that retailers are doing that are helping them, improve their profit margins and telling our members about it. It's like, hey, here's a strategy that's working for somebody. And
how do you find those things?
A lot of it, here's the thing, a lot of it is like on social media.
Sure. Yeah.
And even if it's not what they're doing with social media, I'll just see things they're doing in the store with social media. Right. For instance, we're working on a story right now, and in that story we're talking about different things florists have done to boost sales, and it's like anything from creating a beautiful flower wall in your shop around Easter time to invite clients in to take pictures in front of, to like having a prom party where you invite all these high school girls to your shop and they can pick out like all their corsage details and colors, and it's stuff like that. I think the whole retail scene is really evolving. It's not just come shop with us. It's come experience with us. Come do things with us.
I think it's pretty cool that a lot of they have like groups that go and travel to see each other's stores and meet each other's businesses and to trade information back and forth.
What's working, what's not working, new avenues. This is how we're going to grow and continue to get people involved in flowers. And I think making it an experience is what everybody wants. Everybody wants an experience. Everybody wants to go to the restaurant for brunch on Sunday that everybody's going to, that is hard to get into. They want to have that experience. Not Mike. Don't worry, I'll be there. But that's what everybody's doing. Everybody wants to experience something. So you can make flowers an experience. You're going to get new sales. Flowers
offer a great opportunity to experience. There's flower arranging, there's flower crown making, you can make, a wreath for your door with fresh flowers and water tubes and foam, and people want to know how to do that stuff. I mean, everyone's been cooped up. They want to get out. They want to do stuff with their friends.
Yeah.
And, we've never met anyone that doesn't like flowers, right? I mean, I haven't.
I haven't met anybody.
Me neither.
Thank God.
Yeah.
They probably work in flowers if that's that person.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's probably true. So last night, SAF hosted its first Next Gen Happy Hour, which Ryan Black.
I forgot it was last night.
You?
Shit, I had it on my email.
Oh my gosh!
Shit, my bad. Was it good?
Yeah, you're bad. Yeah, you totally missed out, man.
I believe
we played Never Have I Ever Floral Edition.
Okay. So give us some. How did that go?
I
want to hear
some. Let's hear some.
Give me a few. We all have drinks here, so
oh, you guys are gonna make me remember.
Just give us a couple.
So, shout out to Zoe Galena because she hosted and she came up with the questions.
Zoe Galena from what company?
Botanica.
Okay, Botanica.
Yeah, Botanica. Okay, so I remember one was Never Have I Ever Slept in My Shop.
Ooh.
And then I think one of our Ecuadorian attendees said, define sleep.
Right, exactly. Spend the night.
No, sleep or sleep.
Sleep or sleep. Never have I ever lied to a customer.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
What else? What were some other ones? I mean, she had some. Oh, never have I ever crashed a company car.
Those are good.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then we asked, everybody to share a high and a low from their day. And that was incredible because it really got some interesting conversations going.
Nice.
It wasn't just like this was good and this was bad. It was like, you'll never believe what happened in my shop today. And then they told the story, and then other people were just like, oh my gosh, like that happened to me once. And so it was really
How
fun.
many people were on there?
It was small. I think there were maybe 12 people that showed up.
Okay.
We had more registered, but I think people, it's like
I think you got to do it during the day, during the work hours.
Well, then I can't.
They deserve
really
to get paid for that.
Yeah. You might have more people if you're on the clock.
But that's true. Maybe we should play around with the hours.
And it's not really drinking on the job. It's, flower people need to drink.
Yeah.
They need stress relief.
Are you going to do them regularly?
Yeah, it's monthly.
Okay, there you go. So we're going to grow them from here on out.
So put it on your calendar.
No, actually,
Ryan needs a few reminders to pop up on his phone and stuff.
I'll text you, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's once I leave I have the reminders on my email. It's once I leave the office and go home is when
He's not checking the email
I'll
anymore.
text you.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'll text you next time.
I'm gonna think of some never have.
I like those sessions that SAF has now where you get all these information and have the economist come on and give them.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the one the other day because I was sick.
But, oh yeah. Yeah,
do they replay them? Are they available?
No. We decided not to record them because we wanted people to be able to speak freely.
I like that.
On them. Yeah. And we want people to come. I think when you
I've listened to two so far,
recorded,
and the two that I've listened to, I've learned something each time.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, we just had one Wednesday, and I have the pleasure, and I totally mean that. It's a pleasure to host them and moderate them. But it was really good. We talked about Valentine's Day and just, we had a rose grower out of Colombia talk about, crop production, and it's, obviously been very rainy down there and things are late. And then we had Tim Dewey of DB Flora talk about just logistics, why there's high surcharges at Valentine's Day, and just how things are moving this year. And I mean, his take on it was basically that instead of having like a 10-day window to get stuff shipped and distributed, it's a 6-day window because the crops are coming in so late. And then we had a California grower from Milano & Co. talk about, what they've been facing out there. And it's the same, it's the same out there in California.
They've had so many days of rain out there. It's ridiculous. Yeah. People are panicking.
Yeah. Yeah, he said we're gonna be okay, but it was pretty close. So
yeah, weather has really affected. Weather change, climate change, has really started to affect the ability for growers to predict when they're going to have their peak of production. It's really put a damper on.
I can't imagine how difficult that's got to be, you know, especially when they're pinching their roses in November for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then it's just they have no control. I mean, they hope and pray for sunshine.
It's the gamble of your year. It's the gamble of your year. You're gambling a ton of business, a ton of revenue on if Mother Nature is going to cooperate and give you the flowers in the right window.
It used to be, I mean, I don't know because I haven't been a grower that long, but from what I do know, it used to be easier.
Sorry, it's the loudest water bottle.
It used to be easier.
Do you mean that the weather used to be more consistent?
Yeah.
And predictable.
Historical data for weather and was better. It was better until climate change didn't come around, with however you want to look at it, but something's changed because it's no longer the same.
Mike, how long have you had Jet Fresh flower growers?
Next month will be 5 years.
Woo! Oh wow! Yeah. And you guys, congratulations! By the way, you just celebrated your 15th anniversary in business.
We're waiting to celebrate it. Actually, yes.
We didn't post the quinceañera picture, but I'll have to send you that privately.
Yeah,
you could post it if you want. I think it's a good laugh.
It's the greatest picture ever.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's amazing. And I know from talking with you how hard you worked to get this business started, and so
I still can't believe it. 15 years went pretty fast.
How long does it feel like? 8 years?
Yeah, maybe. We've been. I was really surprised. Like, really? And I had to go check. I had to really go check because I didn't really. Nah. But yeah, to grow it, the farm will be 5 years that we've owned that farm next month, and we have completely renovated the whole thing. We're actually right now in the final stages of expanding our post-harvest, which is the biggest project we've done so far.
Yeah.
So we're expanding our post-harvest. We're giving our art department more space, not for more people, but to be better organized. And so we kind of screwed up a little bit because we did all this expansion, but we never expanded the post-harvest or the refrigeration enough to accommodate the extra hectares of productivity. So in the next month or two, all that will be resolved, but it's the biggest project that we've done so far, and that'll be done.
That'll be so nice.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. I was just there last week, the week before last, and it looks great. I'm really happy with it. But we don't pinch. We don't have a Valentine pinch because we're so small. It doesn't make any sense.
You're a boutique farm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love your videos from the farm. It's really fun to see the roses growing and the different varieties that you have growing and just your workers and like how happy they are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. And to see us having the varieties of roses that you have to be really like, so some of the varieties that we have, like only the who's who of rose growers would get those varieties. And some of them we have, and not only do we have it first, which is cool.
How'd you manage that? Or is that kind of like top secret?
It's no secret. You got to go to these breeders and you got to walk the codes and you got to try to so most bigger growers, they have to, before they invest in it, they want to test it for a year or 6 months or whatever amount of time they need to do it for. I would say a year to see how it's productive. How does it do in their area? How does it do at their elevation? Because what grows well in one place might not grow well in another.
Right. I've heard even the color can change.
Yes. And
depending on where.
And you can't take the breeder's word for anything. You need to really kind of try it yourself. But when you're a boutique farm and you don't have that big of an investment, it's kind of easier for us to take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
So where we'll put in 10,000 plants, a normal big farm would put in like 50,000 or 100,000, or if they really feel confident, a whole hectare or more of variety. So you have to walk the codes. You got to take a little risk. You got to in order to be first. And
it's interesting to see how your business uses its boutique model is kind of a competitive advantage there.
Yeah, well, that's our strategy. We think that less is more, bigger is not better.
Bigger is not better.
And hey, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I don't know about those other farms, but I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Yeah.
Although the volcano is erupting.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Cotopaxi?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
The volcano's been active for a couple months now, and
all those volcanoes on that fault line are all jumping around, active. They had in Guatemala, California. They're just all active. It's crazy. That fault line's hot right now.
But we have ash right now, so the ash is blowing most of the time to the north, which is not affecting our farm. Our farm is on the south side of the volcano, but last week it blew south a couple days, and we got ash at the farm, and it actually dusted some of the white roses. So we had to sacrifice a whole bunch of white roses because it got ash on it. And what happens to farms with the plastic greenhouses, if the ash is very acidic. So if it sits on the plastic for a long period of time, the plastic, instead of becoming a little bit like flexible, it becomes brittle. And you can just like touch it and your finger will go through it. And that means you need to change all the plastic. And having to change the plastic during COVID and post-COVID is so expensive. The plastics, the materials have become so expensive. And the big groups get all the volume discounts, and the little guys have to pay extra in order to get it because there's such a high demand for it. So we're hoping that we don't get too much ash. We don't have too much, which is good. But years ago, there was a lot of ash that fell on a lot of greenhouses, and there was a lot of bad plastic that had to be changed. So we're hoping that the gases and the ash keep blowing the other direction, and there isn't a bigger eruption, which they're having actually. I think it's today. The state of Latacunga, which is in Cotopaxi, is having like a drill. An escape drill. So like a lot of businesses had to close. I think it's today actually. Yeah. If it wasn't today, it was this week.
You're still gonna sleep well tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep well. Yeah.
It's always there.
You knew that going in, right?
Yeah.
Like, we knew that was a risk, and it was a risk we were willing to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, between the rain and then this, it's like the growers down there, they just can't catch a break. It's so hard.
When I was there 2 weeks ago, it rained heavy every day. And we even had hail.
Oh, no, that's
some farms got hail really heavy, and it damaged some of their crops because the hail, it kind of bounces off the roof. And then all the greenhouses, they have like this big air pocket on top of the greenhouse. So the little balls of ice fly in that hole and then land on top of the plants inside the greenhouse. Or if you had the sides open, you have the curtains open on the sides, depending on how the wind is blowing, that hail can come in and damage the flowers. Yeah. So some farms got damaged. But we don't want to talk about our farm. We're here to talk about you.
Yeah. Let's go
back.
Well,
I can kind of relate. We have a high tunnel on our farm. It's 96 by 30 feet. And, when we got that put up, it was a huge learning curve. And I'll tell you what, anytime we were getting like a bad thunderstorm or a heavy snow, I mean, I was like sweating bullets. I was out there with like a long broom, like getting the snow off that thing. But yeah, it's a learning curve growing in one of those.
So you're still growing? What kind of flowers are you growing?
So no, I'm really not. Last January, so a year ago, I told my husband, I was like, I just can't do it this year. When I started with SAF, that like 6-month period, I was working and I was doing the farm, and I was completely burned out by the end of the season. And I had people working for me on the farm, but you still have to manage those people and tell them what to do, and I've got 2 little kids, and it was just like a lot. So we're not really growing, but I think with the high tunnel, we're just gonna put in like some spring crops every year because where we live in Ohio, when Mother's Day comes around, there's hardly any local flower availability for Mother's Day, because it's just, it can still be frosting here on Mother's Day. So so I think that's where probably the money is in those spring crops. So I think we're gonna flip it and just start doing. So I did last year. I put, like, this is gonna sound like such small potatoes to you guys, but I did put like 1,000 ranunculus corms in there. So we had a lot of I had a lot of ranunculus. So we had a lot of ranunculus last year, and I just left them in there. So I'm thinking they'll come back, but they're probably not going to be like big and long stems. They're probably going to be kind of puny, but that's okay. I've got a lot of bud bases. And so I don't know. I think we're probably just gonna have to take this year to kind of transition everything and see how it goes. So
I don't really know how you have the time. You being a mom with 2 kids and holding down this job that you're doing at SAF, because like you contribute a lot.
And she's the editor-in-chief.
She contributes a lot, though. She's writing stuff. She's hosting stuff. She's traveling. It's
a lot. I love it, though.
We're big Amanda fans here, in case you didn't know that.
We're that's great, because I'm big Jet Fresh fans. I just really love you guys. You're so fun, and I love what you're doing. You're just an example of somebody who I think is being really, progressive. So
do you listen to our podcast once every so often, or?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not every one of them. Okay, so I'm gonna be totally honest. I haven't heard like every one of them, but especially like if I know your guests, like when Nicole was on, I definitely listen to that. So
I heard back, by the way, from Nikki. Everything, she's good. She said she misses you.
Okay.
Aw. Yeah, she joined our virtual happy hour last night.
Okay.
But she
we miss her.
Participate because she was in her like building's HOA meeting. So she was like, had her earbuds in. And she would be like chatting us comments and stuff, but we never saw her face or heard her
So
voice,
amongst all the things she does, she's also on the board of her HOA.
Yeah, hello.
I think it was just like an HOA meeting, for the building that maybe the tenants had to go to or something. I don't know. We didn't get details, but I miss you too, Nicole, because I didn't really see your beautiful face last night. So, yeah.
So what's on the plan for SAF? What are all the things lined up this year for SAF?
Man, you guys, we're so hard at work lining up great things. So obviously I've already mentioned Congressional Action Days, which is March 20th to 21st in Washington, D.C. So I know a lot of people feel nervous about going to this because you do have meetings on Capitol Hill with congressional leaders. But the first part of the event is all kind of training. We talk about the issues we're advocating for. We do some role playing. We've got our lobbyists there to talk about, how to communicate effectively with legislators and all of that. So, and we give you talking points. So when you go into those offices to meet with legislators, like, kind of what the issues are, what to say. So we don't send you in there blindly. And it's also just really important. And I saw this firsthand, and Mike, I want to hear about your experience too. But when, we were talking to some legislators last year, they would tell us, like, if you guys wouldn't have come here, like, we'd have no idea. They don't have the time to go learn about the floral industry and figure out what our problems are. Like, it's really up to us to go to them and say, hey, here's like the top 4 things you could do that would really help us.
It's kind of surprising when you hear that there's people that do help on the congressional side of this, in the same, like how she's saying, like, you don't really think that people are on Congress there helping the flower industry. It's out of sight, out of mind.
Well, like in Alaska, the representatives in Alaska have traditionally been on the Cut Flower Caucus because they sold, as they grow a lot of peonies there. Yeah. And so they're trying to protect their business's interests there. So same for like Washington, Oregon, California, so those big flower producing states tend to have representatives who are aware of the industry and listen to us, we just scored a really big win for the industry through our advocacy. We got an additional $1 million for floriculture research. So this is in addition to like $5.8 million that we've already secured in past years that we just got. And this isn't just like a one-time 1 million. This is like every year from now on an additional 1 million. But apparently, we just wrote about this in our newsletter. Apparently, because of the new Congress and how they want to fund things, that funding's at risk. So when we go back to Washington in March, that's like one of the things we're going to make sure
that they don't take it away. That they don't take it away from us.
But Mike, talk to us about your experience at Congressional Action Days.
So, when Corrine Heck first asked me if I was going, I was like, no. And she said, you should go. You'd enjoy it. You learn stuff, whatever. And I was like on the fence about it. And then like a few hours later, I got an email from Kate saying, hey, would you go to Congressional Action Days? I don't know if it was an email that went out to 100 people or it was just for me, but it made like...
It was just for you. It was.
well, I thought it was cool that they both invited me, like basically on the same day, and I said, "Oh, well, I'll try it." I was nervous about going because, like, that's not been my thing historically, right? So, but when I got there, first of all, when I got to the hotel, you see a bunch of people that you know, and then you see people that you think you might know, and you bump into people, and it was, I felt like it was like a little bit of a community. Like there was some meetings that went on before that, from the different
we've got
different board, like, and you also have those committees, like they had meetings.
Like the council,
so those guys had meetings before that. So, I got to see a few people that I knew, and that made me feel a little bit more comfortable seeing those people. And then, you sit down, and the first day they in the morning they teach you what are the asks? What are the asks, which are 3 asks? So there's not a long list. Everyone's on the same agenda. And they, like Amanda said, there's a little role play, and there's, you hear from a lobbyist, and you hear from, I'm not sure who that woman was, but she made a lot of sense when she was telling us about when you're talking to the congressman. I forget who's.
Oh yeah.
She was a lobbyist. Okay, so and everything they said makes sense, and I was learning shit I never knew about because there are aspects of this industry that we have nothing to do with, but they need help too. So like those guys were going to help what's relevant to our side of the business, and we were going to help with what's relevant to them. So that was pretty cool. And then I was very fortunate to be in a good group of people that I respect already. I knew I was on Oscar Fernandez's group, and Mr. President.
So you had it made. You didn't even have to say a word when you went to your
office, right?
Yeah,
he's no. Yeah, I was like, my mouth was hanging open watching him talk to, especially this Mario Diaz-Balart congressman that we had to talk to, because he's from here. And I see his brother on the 6 o'clock news every Sunday. So it's it was like, I don't know. But I've been to Washington DC a few times in my life, but I've never walked the halls of Congress, so they say. And you don't get how freaking big they are. Like, it's really big. And I thought it was a joke when they were talking about, like, you might not get in the office, you might have to have a meeting in the hall. I thought it was a joke. I was like, what do you mean a meeting in the hall? It makes no sense. But as you walk down the hall, all you see is people having meetings in the hallway because there ain't enough room in the politician's room.
That's
office.
Awesome.
Oh, I know. Their offices were like super crowded. I mean, the ones that I were in, there was just like stuff stacked up everywhere. I mean,
but the experience of doing that, I mean, I don't want to get corny as an American and all that stuff, but the experience of doing that without even talking to people, just the whole experience of being involved in that and having the opportunity to actually talk in a small group of people with your elected officials, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. But I really, no, honestly, I learned a lot. And I really think that, and when I came back from there, the first thing I said is, Fern, you're going to do that. Casey, you're going to do that. Did. Ryan, you're going to do that. I want them to have the same experience I had. Because if you can't do it every year, you need to do it at least once. And I met a lot of new friends. I met you.
You met me.
I met Nicole and Nicole's mom and a whole list of other.
A big part of
Cameron
that, you got to know SAF as an organization and what they stand about. Yeah. And since then, we've been more entwined, and
That's where he drank the Kool-Aid. That's where he
guys
really
got
it.
Yeah, you got
after that, he was SAF's #1 fan.
Yeah, you got the Kool-Aid.
And I also met some of my customers that I never met before, which was cool. So yeah, the whole thing, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. No matter what part of the flower business you're in, I highly recommend it. You have a voice, you have a place. This is your country. Those are your elected officials, and SAF is your organization that's helping you be more successful. So
I don't want to say this. I mean, we can cut this if this is a bad question, but like, do you feel like they were just there listening to you, or their like action was taken on what you guys talked about?
So yeah, I do think there was a lot of uh-huhs. I actually think that the aides were just there to take notes, and and the aides would, if they feel strongly about it, we'll talk about it with their boss. But if they didn't really think it held any weight, that they would just, we would leave and the note would go on.
Well, but even after those meetings were over, our lobbyists were still working on all of those asks. I mean, our lobbyists went back to all those officers we met with and followed up with them, and put requests for allocations in with them. I mean, it's like a pretty formal process, that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to downplay the process, so we'll just cut that out.
They handed me their business cards.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
We don't want to upset anybody.
I don't want to downplay the process or anything. I don't want to make it seem like it's a waste for anybody.
No, it's no waste.
It's a legitimate question, and I think that perception could be a barrier for some people to going. But that's why I brought.
I guess if you went like more than.
That's just why I brought up.
That's why you brought up
what SAF's lobbyists are doing afterwards to make sure that our asks are, just not getting lost in a pile of paper, and that's our advocacy last March is what got that $1 million in funding. If we had not have gone and asked for it, that would not.
Persistence breaks resistance.
Well, there you go, right there. That's worth it, right there.
It's incredible to see democracy at work. I mean, it's just powerful.
It was really cool. Yeah.
That's kind of why I asked, because it's nice to actually see. It's one thing to ask the question, it was nothing to see the actual answer.
Everyone should do it at least once if you're in this industry. We were waiting outside. It's a funny story. We were waiting outside for a while before we got called for our appointment, and it was freaking cold. Yeah. I mean, it was sub-zero, and we were right at this one point of the street in front of this building where the wind just happened to blow the strongest. And we're out there. I mean, I had a jacket, but like Oscar only had his sports coat on, and like people were not dressed for that occasion. I was cold, they were cold, and Danny Sanchez was like going across the street to be in the sun. I mean, it was cold. And while we were standing there waiting, all these other groups were coming. So we weren't the only groups. There was lots of groups, and the one that stands out the most. The one that stands out the most was the guys from the American Cattle Association. There was like 10 guys.
Cowboys.
All dressed in black with the cowboy boots and pretty much black
They have bolo ties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had like the
Cowboy
string,
Cowboys.
the string, and they had these giant black cowboy hats, and they went in, and they were talking about the beef.
Oh yeah.
You know those cowboy hats cost like $500-$600.
Whatever.
Well,
These
that
guys
stuff ain't
Hats
cheap.
are expensive.
That
Our
stuff is
members
not
show
cheap.
up with a boutonniere. You know. And
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but these guys, Amanda, when these guys came in to talk to whoever they went to talk to, whoever that was, they were listening because they were big guys dressed really nice, all in them wearing the same color, and they all had these big black cowboy hats, and they just walked in with
Just
such
keep
confidence.
thinking of Yellowstone.
So
Like-
it's like that. So, but what I was gonna say is that what I felt was the veterans, the people who do it every year and have been doing it for a long time, like Chris Drummond and Oscar and these guys, they speak with such authority. They speak like they're so confident. They know exactly what they want to say. They're not reading from a script either. Like
they're passionate. They're passionate about what they're saying.
Yeah, they're talking because they know what they're talking about.
I was with Chris Drummond
Nice.
last year. I kind of tagged along with him and Caitlin Radbaugh, and oh my gosh, I was just blown away. I mean, he is just the consummate professional. Just like you said, confidence, knows what he's talking about. But a newbie can accomplish
But
that.
they're the veterans. Those are the veterans.
Yeah.
So if I ever did it again, I would be more confident when
Yeah.
I was talking. With this time when I went, I was humming. I couldn't, but it was very interesting. I do recommend it. It is a very worthwhile thing to do, not only just for our industry, but also for you personally. Scratch it off your list that you did
it's
that.
just fun to go to Washington. It kind of coincides most years with cherry blossom.
You get to see the cherry blossoms.
So that's March. That's in March, right? That's
yeah.
the first. That's the first event coming up.
I get to see
And
the
then
cherry
we're gonna be
blossoms.
back in Miami for Next Gen Live.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Next gen.
So,
Woo! When is
that's
that?
June 11th to the 13th.
Nice. And that's gonna be almost the same thing as last year. You
Well,
guys kind of just
not
bring it
exactly.
back.
Like same location.
Not the same exact thing, but like the same
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, we've got some new things up our sleeve for this event.
Awesome.
But again, I feel
What's the security like gonna be? Is anybody gonna get kicked out if they sneak in?
I don't know, did anybody get election?
Anybody over 40?
Like yours truly.
No.
I thought it was 45. Is it 40 or
45.
45?
It's 40. We suggest
You're still good, Fern.
I'm
Don't
still
worry.
good. I'm still good.
I only have membership to Next Gen for 5 more years, so. But
You're gonna just change the rules then.
yeah, we're gonna have to change the rules just so I can still be there.
Yeah, there you go.
I think we're still doing the tours of the importing facilities, which that was one of my favorite parts of it. It was just so eye-opening to get to see where the flowers are flown into this huge, what is it, 300,000 square feet of refrigerated warehouse. That was just one of the places we went to. Several, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
several.
And then we visited Armalini and saw how they just scan all the barcodes and distribute all the flowers on the trucks. For you guys,
Did they show the main warehouse? Is
Yeah.
that where they took them?
Yeah.
They took them just
No, I think they took him to JA. I don't think they took him to the main warehouse.
but I'm sure for you guys that's just kind of boring because it's just part of what you do. But for somebody who had been
No, it changes. These are I call these flower life all time moments, right? Where you really see how something comes in or is important or grown or those kind of moments and those things, they change you.
like
They
seeing the
change you.
farm or seeing the
Yeah, like
auction
when you
in
go to the
Ellesmere.
farm or the Ellesmere auction or how flowers get imported to Miami. Everyone thinks that it's just magical. They go on a plane from Colombia, they show up in Miami, things are great.
I hope their takeaway when they leave from a tour like that they say, okay, there's a lot of effort that goes in.
well,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of hands in getting these flowers to market.
So hopefully if their company in Miami tells them, hey man, I'm sorry, your flowers are late, they're a little more understanding.
that's exactly what I was
They know
gonna
that it's
say,
not
Fern.
just them.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think, obviously it's frustrating and bad for business when flowers don't show up for a retailer, but I think seeing how many hands touch those boxes and the effort that goes on behind that had really opened their eyes, and yeah, I think they have a little more empathy, like just
correct.
Yeah.
Seeing those places at peak time also is also interesting. Like that's eye open too. Like go there the week of Valentine's Day or the week of Mother's Day. It's a completely different facility.
So we're super excited to bring back Next Gen. It was awesome last year. I mean, I just felt like the energy was amazing. Everybody just seemed to gel. I mean, this is just the floral industry in my experience. Like everyone's just so nice and helpful and inclusive. And it's just awesome. I mean, it's like you were talking about going to Congressional Action Days and how like it was like seeing family, and like I feel that way too now. Even if
I felt very comfortable there after I think the Next Gen was also really great. I hope that you're as successful, if not more, this time.
That was one event where I felt like they were actually like trying to make connections with people. Where like the other ones you're trying to make business, where this one you were trying to make friends almost.
Yeah. Well, right. And this virtual.
I think a lot of people didn't make friends there.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that was the goal though, versus the other events where it feels the goal is to make customers.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's where you met the Flower Clique ladies, right?
Yep. That was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, so then we have our annual convention happening too. That's in Phoenix this year in September.
Phoenix. I've never been to Phoenix. My first time going.
Oh, really?
Looking forward to it.
Well,
it's going to be hot.
When I go to convention, it doesn't really matter where it is because you're just in the hotel the whole time.
Casey's already called Phoenix. He's like,
called dibs on Phoenix?
He called dibs on Phoenix.
I have to check the flights from Syracuse.
Casey's like, I'm going to SAF.
Casey's part of the setup crew.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that. That's funny. That's a different planet. See, since I do all the content, I feel like I'm like on one planet, like doing my thing, you know. And then we have like Stephanie, our project manager, who takes care of like a lot of other things, and Laura does our events and stuff. So I'm not.
But you guys are pros, man. You guys got really that shit good. So organized.
They're really good.
Everything is so organized.
And I mean, props to Laura Weaver. I'm just blown away every time we have an event. What an amazing job she does. I mean, she foresees every potential problem and has a plan for it. I mean, that's how like on top of stuff she is. It's amazing.
I don't think I've ever had an issue like at an event with SAF at one of our things.
Oh, that's great.
There's never been a hiccup or anything.
I mean, we work really hard to try to meet our members' needs and, you know, make everything as good as it can be, and listen, you know, we put out surveys after this stuff to be like, what could we have done better? And we read those and we listen. So, and like Mike mentioned, we're doing some virtual events this year too. So our Ultimate members are invited to this Ultimate Roundtable that I host every month. And it's a really fun cross-segment discussion about what's happening in the floral industry. I mean, we talk about, you know, expectations for holidays. We've got Charlie Hall, our chief economist.
That guy's dedicated, because the last time I watched it, he called from the airport because his flight was late.
Oh, wow.
It was at the airport. And that's dedication right there.
Commitment.
Yeah, he's great. Not only is he so smart and a wealth of information, but he's so devoted to the floral industry and horticulture. You know, I mean, he's really devoted to that industry, and he's just such a great guy. I mean, anytime I get to talk to Charlie, I count myself lucky because he's incredible. So those events have been really fun, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback about those. So yeah, we're
lined up this
we're
year.
working hard to keep the industry moving forward.
And I don't know if you said it when we started, but you were saying that you guys take a break the week before Valentine's Day. You know, you don't bother your members, no newsletters, no nothing, so that you know, they can focus on the task at hand. I think that's awesome.
That's just smart to not waste time and effort, because they're not going to read those emails anyway.
No, there's no way. No one's reading that stuff.
I know. Even right now. You know,
it's probably you could probably start a couple weeks not before.
Here we are at the end of January, and when I'm calling a florist being like, I'm so sorry. I know you're probably really busy right now, but you know, what can you tell me about this? So, but I love it. I feel like you do, Mike. You know, I kind of still pinch myself every day that I get to do this and be part of an amazing industry. And until I write my best-selling book, I'm not leaving. You know, I'm not leaving the floral industry.
Well, you wrote my favorite article already.
Yeah. All our favorite article.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you again for that, by the way.
That was probably one of the most fun articles I've ever worked on. I mean, that was great. I was so happy for you guys, and that was such an easy one to write because of just all the fun things you guys have been doing. So
Thank you.
I was thrilled. You know, after having met Mike and then you guys winning Marketer of the Year and getting to work with you on all that, it was great. So you know now that you have to like judge this year's, contest.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm down.
You're like automatic.
I'm in. Let's go.
I think
that's
really
not
cool.
a problem. That's awesome. That's awesome. We enjoy being part. You think of the name, and the name of the association throws you off, right? Society of American Florists. You think it's all about florists, but it's not. It's about every aspect of the
industry. For my whole career. I had no idea.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know any better.
I had no idea until recent times. I've been sleeping. I have been sleeping.
I can't believe that.
Like my knowledge of SAF, I knew some through Rio because Oscar's always been a participant since I can remember, right? And Raul, and they would always go, but it was always the florist they were talking about. I didn't know that you guys cared about every aspect, or that you were in on it.
Of course we do.
But you don't know until you know, and now that we know, it's like, holy shit, what an amazing group of people, and we can't wait to do the next thing with you.
Yeah, I mean, most of our membership is retail florists, but they couldn't do it without the rest of the industry. They couldn't do it without the wholesalers and the hard goods suppliers and the growers. And so we care about everybody because we want everybody to be successful. It all trickles down to the florist selling to the consumer. So, everybody that makes that happen, we want to promote and help. So the name is a little misleading, but yeah, we're really focused on, cross-segment discussions and networking and
there's absolutely no question.
Kind of
yeah. And I've had chance to, talk to some of the leaders in SAF, and it's all smart people, man. All people who care. They're not in it. Mm-hmm. It's not just a job for money. They're in it.
It's for the sport.
You could tell.
You could tell. For the sport.
Kate Penn was on the podcast. What was it, episode 20, 30 something around there. If you haven't heard that, make sure you go back and listen.
Right before Next Gen.
Yeah, Next Gen. We actually went and recorded it at the hotel.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do that again. We did that. We did 2 SAF on location podcasts last year. We did one in Orlando at the event.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go to Phoenix too, so we can record there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
or we just send Little Fernie.
Who the hell's gonna run the company if we're all out of here?
Hey, SAF comes first.
Nah.
For the industry, Mike.
At the SAF convention the past SAF convention, I got to meet somebody who I always wanted to meet, which is Mr. Red Kennicott. I got to meet him in person, which was super cool.
Oh, yeah, you met Red.
Yes.
Was he getting one of the awards or something?
Yeah.
No.
Generation award or something?
No, I was sitting down to listen to. Listen to Sahid's seminar, and like you called me, Ryan. You called me, didn't you? You called me. Where are you? I said, I'm sitting down listening.
Yeah, we had just sat down, and then you got a call, and you're like, "Hey, I'll be right back." He didn't come back.
So somebody, you got to come back to your booth. Somebody wants to meet you. And I was like, "Wow, okay, who's this?" I said, "Well, who wants to meet me?" Because Red Kennicott, I'll be right there. I jetted down there, and I got to talk with him. It was really cool, really, really cool. Because I've known of him my whole life.
I bet he's been a huge advocate for the floral industry for years.
It was cool to meet him in person.
He was behind, the promotion orders, trying to get those promotion orders passed, back in the 90s and, maybe even before that. But yeah, he's been a huge proponent.
I also got to meet Lane DeFries for the first time. Never met him.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so did I.
And me, Ryan, and Casey were very lucky. We were invited out to Sun Valley recently, and we
that.
flew out there, and we got to spend a whole day with him. It was really cool.
Yeah, I saw too that he just didn't he breed his own variety of wintergreen?
No, of Elex.
That's
It's
incredible.
Elex.
Yeah.
Elex. That's incredible. I've actually been wanting to talk to him about that.
Trying to get some cuttings over there.
Let me tell you this.
No, but actually, speaking of Elex, at the very back of our farm, we have this huge wintergreen bush. Like it's just enormous. And it's so beautiful because the branches, it kind of like goes up and then it umbrellas out. And we've made this amazing fort under it. like my family has. But unfortunately, whatever variety this is, I'm sure it's just like a wild variety. I've tried cutting it and like using it in arrangements and wreaths and stuff, and the berries just fall off.
You need Lane's special variety.
Yes.
It doesn't fall off.
I know.
Winter spirit, right?
Variety, but it's
you gotta get yourself some winter spirit.
Do you remember the name of the other one?
Right now.
Ostervike.
There you go.
Did I say it right?
I think so.
Ostervike.
So.
Yeah.
Oh no, did I freeze?
Still there.
Okay.
No, but it was a great experience, and flying into that airport was like, where are we? Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a really good.
It was a
area.
really
Because
cool
of the
adventure. We really
landscaping?
had a great
It's
time.
think of like what is it, redwood trees, but also on the beach. Like it's a really interesting like combination of landscape.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That sounds
Where the redwoods meet the beach.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and to hear his story and his history, it was just really. We didn't even hear it all.
Yeah.
And we just.
Yeah, and now you're carrying some of his
We
products,
are
aren't you?
the exclusive state of Florida distributor for Sun Valley Farms right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's a good. That's a
Joel's
reggae
ready.
horn.
That's awesome. I love it. And did that come out of meeting him at SAF?
Yes, it
convention?
did. Yeah,
Yes,
he
it
was
did.
the booth behind
It
us
did.
in the
Yes,
that
it
room.
did.
Yeah.
The networking there is
We
the
are
possibilities are endless.
What a wonderful industry they're in and participate. We always want to see more companies participating in promoting the industry, because
It must
if
be
we all work
growing.
together.
It must be
and
growing
communicate.
for more people wanting to participate. It must be growing for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how your numbers sit,
Yeah.
but it must be growing every year.
Well, last year we actually hired somebody just to bring on more members, and she did.
Nice.
We had a bunch more
Congratulations.
members
Yeah.
last year. Yeah, it was really.
Sadly,
it was
our
really good.
association here
It was really-
in Florida, AFIF, is not really growing. Although the amount of importers are
Is growing.
growing tremendously, the membership is not
Mm-hmm.
growing, which is kind of
Well, maybe they just need more, help from some volunteer leaders. I don't think SAF would be what it is today without our volunteer leaders kind of steering the ship for us. It's like, we've got 2 meetings a year with our board and our councils. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got a growers council, a retail council, and a wholesale council. And,
I sat in on those. I
out-
listened to those. Those are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. It's great to get people from across the country together to talk about their biggest challenges, trends, what opportunities there are for us to help out with. And, that really drives what SAF does. We come out of those meetings and that really drives our priorities and our projects and everything we do. So without them, I don't think we'd be as effective,
Well, you're doing great.
You definitely doing great.
Well, thanks guys. Like I said, I really enjoy it, and I work with a group of passionate women and one man.
The Thorn.
The Thorn.
And,
Thorn.
I love that.
That's a
so
good-
funny.
Thorn. I
He
know,
should
but
have a
he's really
logo.
not.
Yeah.
He's
Ryan,
really
you gotta
not.
make him a logo.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, we should make like some stickers like you guys
There
do.
you go.
Oh, he's so sweet though. Yeah, I love Joe. He's a
You're
great
the man,
guy.
Joe.
Before we
You're the
move on,
man,
you
Joe.
guys have any other questions? Anything else SCF wise you want to talk before we move on?
No.
No? Any more questions for her?
SAF is the bomb. Amanda's.
Did we miss anything on your end?
Yeah,
Did we
thanks
forget
for
to
all-
talk about something?
No, I think we covered I think it's pretty comprehensive. We're just over here working hard for the industry, and I sure appreciate hearing all the SAF love from you guys.
And I'm really glad that the stars aligned for you to come aboard SAF.
Thanks.
Now you're stuck in the industry. Okay, so we got a few things we're going to talk about before we end. Number one, a quick master debaters conversation for you guys.
Master debaters.
Nice. Awesome. This question comes from Andy, and Amanda, feel free to chime in on this question. How many holes does a straw have?
What?
How many holes does a straw have?
2.
1. It's
Debate.
a never-ending
You're supposed to
hole.
debate this.
It's
2
a never-ending hole. It starts with a hole. It ends with a hole. It's one hole.
solid piece, though.
Yeah.
2 holes.
It's 2 holes, top and bottom.
Yeah.
Because you definitely have an insert, and an intro and outro, right?
When you were a kid, you had a crazy straw.
The intro could be the outro. The outro could be the intro. It's one hole.
I mean, there's
That's right.
an in and an out.
But it could be the same.
Two.
It could be the same. I think it's 1.
I say it's 1. I mean, there's physical.
Amanda, do your daughters have crazy straws?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ryan had a crazy straw when he was a kid.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they've got crazy straws. They come with like lollipops.
Now he's got a crazy bong,
so
but
gotta get all the sugar.
he's upgraded.
Where is it now, Ryan? Why aren't you drinking your scotch with your crazy straw?
Where's your crazy straw?
I mean, I'm gonna bring them back
he'd
now.
rather
I'm
use
gonna
his-
make Jet Fresh ones now. They're gonna be
He'd rather use his
flower-shaped
bong,
crazy
I
straws.
promise.
There you go.
How many holes are in a bong?
Wait. We gotta back up.
that.
Is there like a real answer to that question?
Yeah, is there?
I mean, technically, no. It's a debatable question. I feel like
It's
there's
one hole. It's one unit piece.
It depends what you ask.
It's a
If you ask-
cylinder.
I mean, yeah, it could go either way, in my opinion. I don't know.
I think what's better known is that a hot dog is a sandwich.
Ooh.
Well, no, actually, I have proven.
Okay, no. Your gyro. Okay.
I have proven.
Okay. First of all, we need to backtrack real quick. First of all, let's ask Amanda. First of all, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Okay, thank you. Just I need to quickly and then for the people who don't know, you're talking that you called a gyro because Cam makes sure it's a gyro. He called a gyro spot asking them, is a gyro a sandwich? And the lady on the phone was like, I guess so. So that's his
She didn't
proof
say I guess
now.
so.
That's
she
his
said
proof.
Yes.
Hello, Lemon Shira.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Listen, I know this is a strange phone call, but I'm trying to settle a bet. Maybe you could help me. Would you help me?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Do you want to order?
So, is a gyro a sandwich?
Uh-huh. I mean, they call it sandwich, but I mean, it has bread.
So you're a gyro store, right? You sell gyros. Is a gyro a sandwich? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
She said yes. She didn't say I guess so. She was very confident.
No, she was
said
not.
yes.
She needed.
Come on. We're more
I know.
sophisticated
But
than
Who sent us? Was it Cam that
Cam.
sent us the definition of a sandwich?
Right.
That a sandwich is meat between 2 bread. Kind of like a hot dog or a roll.
Fern, that just wouldn't fly. Like if you wrote that in something I was editing, that just wouldn't fly.
I agree.
You throw me out.
She'll edit it out.
But then again,
I tried. Listen, I want to let you know. I think you're all wrong about the hot dog. I really tried hard to get the CEO of Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs on the phone.
yeah.
I tried hard. I almost got there.
I wish
he would have got him.
Gosh, that would've been
I almost got there.
That'd be
Send him
amazing.
some
'Cause I
flowers,
wanted-
Mike. Send him some
Yeah.
flowers and be like,
wanted to hear it.
You know what? Send him some flowers. He might answer you.
So Nathan's Famous is just a name. He's got like all these other companies that actually are,
He's probably got a company called Nathan's Famous Sandwiches,
I don't know.
a separate company from his hot dog company.
I tried calling Nathan's Famous in Coney Island where they have the hot dog eating contest.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. There's no number to call there on the internet. Well, I tried. I really tried. I'm determined.
Commitment. We're committed here.
I am
Dedication.
determined to
Dedication.
prove.
Here's where I get tripped up on this though, because I do not think a hot dog is a sandwich. But what else would you call it besides, a hot dog? Like there's no other name.
It's its own category.
For that thing.
It's its own category.
I'm determined.
A euro was my example of its other thing that's in its own category. That's just bread and
totally,
meat.
Ryan. I'm totally.
That's a Middle Eastern sandwich. Yeah. Stop it.
Middle Eastern sandwich. That's a little more specific. We're getting there. We're getting there.
It's a Mediterranean.
Okay,
sandwich.
so that
Mediterranean sandwich. All right, so there you go.
Please feel free to write your answers into twofatguys@jeffreshflowers.com. Let us know your opinion on this matter. If
that is the
how
number
many holes
2.
are in a straw, and is a hot dog a sandwich? We need to answer this question. Okay, next item on the agenda. It's been 2 weeks since you assigned Joel Tommy Boy to watch. I would like you to ask him about it.
Yes. Joel.
Go ahead, Joel.
Have you watched the movie?
So I did see a
that
little bit of the
so
movie.
is all you needed to hear, right? That's all we needed. The so.
I fell asleep on it.
By the way, Joel
I saw the
has
first
these
30
epic
minutes
braids
of it.
on today. These epic braids. All right, what
those are
would
good.
you call
those are good, man. Those look good.
Twist.
Okay, Joel.
Twist braids?
Yeah.
Joel. Like, I know you knew.
He said he saw one at the beginning. Talk about the first 10 minutes.
I saw the first 30 minutes of it.
Okay, what happened?
Where he graduated
he watched
college.
the first 30 minutes on his way to work today.
No.
Hey, I've been on him.
He watched,
he
watched the first 30 minutes in the bathroom.
I don't feel bad calling him out on this because I've reminded him multiple times to watch it, and the fact that he didn't watch it.
That's very
it's on him.
disrespectful that you didn't watch it.
I'm sorry?
Well, he had a,
How could
he
you
had a
not
death
watch
this
Tommy
week.
Boy?
He had to go to a
Interesting.
funeral.
Oh.
So he had to go to a funeral this week, so I'll give him a little credit. But
Okay.
It's been, you gave him 2 weeks. So
I also wanted to call him out, so I gave him both.
Yeah.
He had both.
Yeah. In the end, I am disappointed that you didn't follow my instructions, but really, it's your loss that you have not.
He hasn't seen most movies. Did you listen to Pink Floyd?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
My mom did.
Uh-huh.
Because she was shocked I didn't know Pink Floyd either.
Yeah.
Hazel, you're in trouble.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
You're in trouble, Hazel.
Does your mom listen to the podcast?
Every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Randomly.
Hazel.
Sorry, did you guys have to ask him to listen to Pink Floyd?
He never heard of them the last episode.
Never heard of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
What?
How old are you, Joel? 20 what?
Come
22.
on, man.
He's 22.
That's just a classic.
Joel looks like the Karate Kid, Jaden Smith.
Poke your head in so she can see your face a little bit. So just,
He's 22 and
just
he's
to get-
never seen any of the classic
Joel.
movies like Tommy Boy,
Hi.
The Golden
He-
Child.
Okay, no,
He's just started Harry
you've
Potter.
Seen Golden Child,
He's
right?
No.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
He's
Okay.
seen
That's
Golden
that's
Child.
one of my
That's a
favorite
random
movies.
one. Like,
Okay.
nope. Okay.
What's your favorite part of The Golden Child?
Oh, that when the guy had
What's the name of the
he was
of
a
the
homeless
devil
guy and
guy?
he gave him $100.
Yeah.
That to me is one of my funniest moments.
What
When
is
he
your
stole the
favorite
$100.
movie?
I don't know.
Do you have like a go-to, like a movie you'd watch more than once?
No.
It's like talking to a wall.
Man,
really.
I'm glad.
I'm just not a big movie guy.
Stick to computers, kid. Stick
TV
to
shows I like,
computers.
not movies.
All right. So yeah, I just wanted to call him out for not watching Tommy Boy, basically.
Very disappointing.
Well,
Joel.
he knows The Golden Child, so you should be purged.
Purge me.
You should be purged.
I want the knife.
Yeah, he knows a few lines. He's got a few lines.
you
All right.
see?
All right. So we can move on then. All right. Well, we're gonna ask you a bunch of random questions. Just answer with your first initial response.
All right.
You ready?
Okay. Ready, go.
What is the best sandwich?
Okay, so I recently started eating vegetarian, so this is really hard.
Okay.
So, but I guess before roast
It could be
beef.
before roast
Roast
beef.
beef.
What is the scariest animal?
I can't be quick with this. I don't know.
You have to be.
Like-
It's an impulse question. You should
Like
just.
a bear. A bear is
There you go.
scary.
What is your favorite flower?
A peony.
What is one thing you own you should probably throw out?
My entire garage.
Have
That's
you
my
ever-
husband's fault.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
No, because I think that's annoying as crap.
Thank you.
What is the most overrated flower?
There isn't one. They're all amazing.
Do you think there's an underrated flower? One that
Yes.
should-
Yeah, I think carnations are underrated. I actually really love a beautifully colored carnation.
That's a popular answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah.
What's your go-to way to relax?
Yoga.
Do you know I was in a yoga book when I was a little boy?
You were in a yoga book?
Yes, I was.
Oh, I would love to hear more about that, Mike.
Were you doing upside down dog?
No, I was in a yoga book when I was a kid.
An upside down dog.
I think Ryan bought me the
Is
book.
that a position?
It's not really a thing.
I'm just making
Downward
things up
dog.
here.
Upward dog.
Downward dog. There you go.
Fern's into upward dog. He does.
What's up, dog?
That's what it is. What's up, dog? That's the joke. He's a tough dog. You get one artist or band to listen to for the rest of your life. You can only listen to this one artist or band. Can you pick one?
God,
You just put her on the spot. She her mind is
All
freaking
these
out.
questions are on the spot. That's the whole point.
No. I just no answer.
What kind of flowers would you like at your funeral?
What kind of flowers would I like at my funeral? Any flowers. Just anything.
You get one superpower. What would it be?
I would love to fly. I have dreams about flying. Do you guys have dreams about flying?
Do you have dreams like you're falling or dreams like you're flying?
No, like I'm flying. Like I'm flying. Like I
Are they
jump
fun
up
or are they
and
scary?
I never come down and I just fly. It's like it's great.
That's
It's
crazy.
like a great
That's pretty crazy.
I had a nightmare last night that I lost my briefcase in a bus station.
Is that your like late for school dream?
That's an old ass statement, right?
Yeah,
that's an old
seriously.
line to say. I lost my briefcase in a bus station.
Yeah, I had a dream. I had a nightmare.
Nobody has
about it last night.
briefcases or
Or
bus
goes
stations.
to bus stations.
That's pretty funny.
Or those two don't go together, right? Nobody that has a briefcase goes to the
It's a
bus.
bus station. Yeah.
Is that
seriously, not
your
here.
like forgot my locker combination dream or
Yeah.
like you know how we all have those recurring dreams that like your teeth are falling out or you forgot your briefcase at a bus station.
I had a nightmare last night. I woke up saying, "Shit, where's my briefcase?"
That's great.
The last question is pick a movie or TV character to have lunch with.
Ooh. Lisa Simpson.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't who was the last person to say that?
Mimi.
The last episode.
Mimi's
right?
answer was
Yes.
Marge Simpson. That was
Marge Simpson. No.
No,
No,
Mimi
Mimi.
from Kreisel was our last guest on the podcast, and her answer to that question was
Oh, and
Marge
she said
Simpson,
Marge?
which
And you said
blew our
Marge.
minds already.
That's
Mimi.
pretty awesome.
And now that would you say Lisa Simpson, right? Is that what you said? Why Lisa Simpson?
Yeah, I mean, because she's really intelligent and she's after like world peace and she's an environmental activist and a musician and
Do you play an instrument?
hell no, I can't play an instrument to save my life. But if you saw my living room, our walls are lined with guitars because my husband plays. So
That's cool.
It's really unfortunate that I don't, but
It's
I don't.
not too late.
Never too late.
I don't know. It's like that side of my brain just doesn't work. You know, it just
No. Can you sing?
no.
Then you're the tambourine. That's your job.
Yeah,
You're
I
the
play
tambourine.
She gets the
the
she
maracas.
gets-
Clapper.
There you go. The
She
spoons.
gets the bell,
What's
the bell,
spoons?
the cymbal.
Yeah.
I apparently
cowbell.
missed
Oh, okay.
some genes there though, because there's a story about my great grandmother in Italy. It was like picking olives in the olive grove where they farmed, and she was singing, and I guess she had like a super beautiful voice, and her husband to be, who didn't know her, heard her singing, and he said, "Whoever that is, I'm going to marry her," because her voice was so beautiful. But those
Nice.
genes have did not pass down to me. What are we looking at, Mike?
He's showing us his picture of the
His
yoga
pic-
book.
The yoga book.
that he
I
found.
sent
No,
it to
wait.
you.
Can you email that to or text that to me?
I did already.
You did.
So what is this book? What is this book?
Yeah. How did you
You
get
bought
in
me
this
the book. We
I
talked
mean,
about-
Oh, there it
I don't.
is.
But like, what are you doing in this book?
I don't know, but I was in the book.
Are you like? Aren't
Oh
you like
my
a letter?
gosh,
Was this the
that's
alphabet?
boat
Wasn't it
pose.
like an
You're doing
alphabet?
Boat pose.
What is it?
Boat. You're doing boat pose.
Boat pose.
I feel like I remember the book.
Boats
It was like
and hose.
No,
you were
but-
doing like an
but,
alphabet. No.
How did you get in a yoga book? Like,
So in my apartment building when I was a kid, one of my friend's moms was writing books, and she was writing a yoga book, and she said, "You're going to be in my book," and I had to do that. I had to do that pose.
I feel like you get arrested for
But-
doing that nowadays.
But since you're
Taking little pictures of kids doing yoga.
Sounds like I'm gonna
yeah,
punch
it
her.
was-
You know.
it could have been a little shady, but you know,
Do you wanna
not,
tell us
not
something?
that I'm an expert at yoga or anything, but actually, Amanda, since you are, isn't my form perfect in that position?
well, actually, Mike, No.
My
form, it's a little sloppy.
My form is not good.
You look great. How old were you?
I don't know, 3. I don't know. I was
3? No way.
There's no
way. That's 6 or 7. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
3.
That's awesome.
He stopped being He stopped being able to hang out with the neighbor after that. But whatever.
That's like your fun fact, you know.
Were you in like? Did you do like pageants and stuff? Did you do anything? Did she put you in anything else?
No.
Just the book.
Beauty pageant.
No.
Uncovering secrets.
No.
That's great. Well,
did
I
you
want
just
you
block
to go
off those memories
and do that pose again.
I don't know why you're making fun of me. I was in a yoga book when I was a boy.
I want to know what else you were in. If you were in that.
No, these guys are.
If you were in that, you could have been something else. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
you're like a model.
Like stage moms would like.
If anyone's looking for a fat guy to do a yoga book, please call me.
That's actually a great idea. A yoga book of all heavy-set people.
Fat guys doing yoga.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's the beautiful thing about yoga. Like, anybody can do yoga, and it's a great place to start. You know?
Chubby bearded guys are in right now.
How's your dad bod OnlyFans going?
I'm kicking ass.
There you go.
You see
what?
Yeah, dad bod OnlyFans is not just for hot girls. You can sell yourself in whatever form you are because there's an audience for everything.
How do you know this?
Because I'm on the internet.
I
subscribe to all the dad bods out there.
Like Mike, you could make a fortune selling feet pictures.
Feet pictures, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But I thought there was a feet thing.
There's that
only
too.
Feet.
There's that as well.
Yeah.
There's only feet. It's next to Only Farmers.
Yeah.
That's another one.
My feet are my best feature, Amanda.
Farmers only. No, farmers only.
Farmers only.
Wow.
Amanda's blown away here.
I know. I'm
love
your
it.
feet, huh?
Well,
you missed that episode. Please don't get back into it.
Ryan's a little traumatized. He's a little traumatized.
He wants me to run his OnlyFans for his feet. Like what? I mean, I'm a marketing director.
I want to get paid, man.
Within reason.
Within reason.
So Amanda, before we let you go, before we cut you off, if there was something you could say to somebody who was interested in joining the industry, maybe they don't want to be a florist, maybe they want to do journalism, maybe they want to write, maybe they want to help an association as you are, what would you say to that person?
You know, I think the thing that's kind of helped me get where I am today in my dream job was just kind of following my heart. I know this sounds really corny, but if you pursue the things that make you happy, that's your path. You know, and it will lead you to more things that make you happy. And along that way, just say yes to opportunities, even if they're scary. You know, failing or making mistakes. It doesn't even have to be as dramatic as failing, but making mistakes is just part of that growth and part of that learning. So that would be my advice.
Would you say this is your dream job? You said that just now.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it is. I mean, it combines two of my biggest passions, which is, you know, writing and flowers.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy in my job. You know, we just did our awesome. Annual reviews, and my boss said, you know, what's like the one thing about your job that you don't like? And I was like, I don't know. I like it all. Like, I really do. I love working with my coworkers. I love editing the stories that go out in our newsletter and in our magazine. I love talking to people in the industry. That's my favorite part of this job.
I like how you described it earlier. It's the dream job that you didn't know you wanted.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I spent 8 years when I was a stay-at-home mom kind of freaking out about how am I going to find a job and when I go back into the workforce, and can't believe how well it, you know, worked out for me. But I think it's because I just followed my heart and the things that made me happy, and, you know, it led me to a great place. So. Well
deserved, well earned. Good job, Amanda.
Yeah. Well,
and if anybody wants to reach out to you and contact you, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, just email me.
Use the force.
Use the force. That's right. My last name.
Oh, wait, we didn't say that. We didn't say it. Never mind. Sorry. Scratch that.
Yeah, email ajedlinksy@safnow.org. That's not that easy with my last name, is it? But you can just get on our website and find me. You know.
Yep.
At the pop-up, if you go when the pop-up comes up, just say you want to talk to Amanda.
Oh yeah, we do have our live chat feature.
Oh, you can request people to be on there. Like, If it pops up, someone answers you, but you could say, no, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Amanda.
Yeah. Say, I want Amanda. Does that work?
No, they take shifts. And actually, I don't participate in live chat because I just have so many like meetings and phone calls I'm doing with people in the industry for our content. But there is actually a real live SAF employee on the other end of that, and we aim to please. So it's a great function.
Nice.
There we go.
Well, we want to thank you very much for being on here, and personally, I want to thank you for your friendship, and thank you for your support of us, and
thank you for sharing. It was awesome. Great hearing how the stars aligned for you.
When you spoke at SAF when my son was gonna receive his award.
Did you know you made him cry? Did you know you brought tears to his eyes?
It was a tearjerker, man.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that later.
Yeah.
I heard that. That was touching. And just thank you. I was so excited when you guys reached out about doing this, and it was just so great to see you guys. I really enjoyed getting to know you over the last year, and I look forward to more good times with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Nice. You got that right. Definitely. Well, all right, guys, we're done. No more questions.
She got babies to tend to.
Wrap it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they're home from school now.
No, I was looking at my watch.
Now.
I knew.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another amazing episode of Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, where we're always going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly about flowers. Joelle snuck in here while you guys were listening. Ryan, Mike, me, Amanda, thank you for joining us. It's been an awesome day. Thank you very much. Have a great day.